Hi, so you may have noticed behind me there's a boatload of cameras. I did a video a year ago. I deleted it because it was crap about me talking about all my cameras. And anyway, I've got rid of half of those cameras and I have a boatload of new cameras now. So I just thought I'd go through them. A bit of fun. We're going to start on this side. This is somewhat mostly electronic cameras. And then over here there's like all mechanical cameras and my digital lenses and some film lenses. So we'll start over here with this. It's a Zeiss Icon Netar. I think it's a 512-2, I think, possibly. It says it's somewhere on here. It's annoying, so stupid. Oh, no, 518-2. 518-2. So that's it's 6x9. It's a really good camera, really nice. I don't like using it because it's only got 200th of a shutter speed, and like when I want to use 6x9, which is like in the winter, the wind's really high, and you know you got all the fog on the hills and everything looks really nice. And you want to get some big 6x9 negatives, get them enlarged, but it shakes. You want to use like 500 of the second because your tripod's going like this or you're going like this, and you know there's no rangefinder. It's kind of annoying. So I've only got a few pictures out of it, but it's you know it's nice looking in it, so keep that. I've got the Zenit EM. This is one of the more modern Zenits, based. I think they're based on the Zorki rangefinder shutter. Really beautiful, like industrial as hell. It came with the Helios 44M 258, which I fixed sort of. It's still a bit stiff, but that's a really nice lens. That's good. You put that at like 2.8 f4, you get some really nice characteristics out of that. I noticed on a lot of my cameras the rewind levers are missing. It says I hate rewind. Self-timer levers are missing. The rewind levers are hopefully not missing. I hate self-timer levers. If I can remove it without damaging the camera, I do. Or if it's a museum piece like some of my cameras, I keep the levers. But for shit like this, it's like whatever. Because I catch them and accidentally turn the self-timer on, and then there's the whole thing. I'm going to avoid the ones that I don't use. So the 110 cameras, my granddad's old camera, the digital camera, Instamatic, I'm not going to talk about because I've not used them. So I've not really got anything. So I've used all of these cameras to take at least a 36 roll film. So I develop myself. So I can just click, develop, see if it works. If it doesn't, fix it. Then we got my first ever film camera. No, not my first ever film camera. I'm sure I used one disposable when I was a kid, but this is my Ricoh KR10 Super. Really nice camera, really nice. The focusing screen's a bit messed up, so you have to sort of be clever, but actually using the camera is has it got battery? No. Actually using the camera is really nice. It's really lightweight, even with a big lens on it. You could put a you know, like a quite chunky lens on it, and the body's still light, so it sort of sits like that. It doesn't sit like that, thankfully. Really nice. Has it got film in? No, it's really nice, beautiful. It's got a metal shutter, the copal square shutter thing, which is great because they don't get pinholes. They last a bit longer. Yeah, and I've got Nikon FG-20, which has, it's got film in it. Has it got film in it? Or have I just used it a lot? Yeah, it's got film in it. Nikon FG-20, amazing camera. Really, absolutely light. Probably one of the lightest SLRs I own, but really reliable. Really accurate. Got some great features, like a overexposure button to overexpose 1.5 stops. So if you backlit a subject. It has automatic bulb and a mechanical 90, but it's electronic otherwise. It's kind of like a mini F3, I guess. I think that's what they were going for. It's really nice. Just looks really nice. Really pretty. I've got a girl guiding strap on it at the minute. which is supposed to be a bag strap, but it works really well as a camera strap. So I use it whenever I go, because I work with the girl guys a lot. So whenever I shoot the girl guys, a girl guy strap, so I look official. Oh, here we go. Now this is a real good one, real beauty, because I got this for free. You'll never guess what this is. Canon AE-1, got for free, because it didn't work. Guy at the camera shop was like, "Oh, Kit, you like cameras, don't you?" I was like, "Well, yeah, that's why I'm here." So he was like, "Do you wanna take this Canon? Oh, there's a battery in this. Do you want to take this Canon AE-1 home and try and fix it? You know, no charge. You don't have to bring it back. Just fix it, and if you fix it, you can have it. If it's broken, bring it back so I can scrap it." And I was like, "Sure, I'll fix it." So it needed the mirror gear. You know, the mirror gear was the mirror gear needed fixing. The magnet needed cleaning, and the focus screen was really dirty. So I just took it all apart, just cleaned it up, and a really nice camera. I can see why people rave on about these, because they're really nice. I mean, the shutter sounds amazing, let alone the fact that the FD lenses are like some of the best lenses ever. I've got a 1.4 on here, and that's such a good lens. Such a good lens. Really good for low light, obviously, but it's also just got some great characteristics. This is more of a mechanical one. I've got these mechanical rangefinders should be over there, but there's no space. Olympus Trip 35, really, just one of my favourite cameras. It's such a small camera. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I've been carrying the XA2 around, so I forgot to get that. Yeah, I love this camera, dude. Really great little lens, 2.8 lens, down to f/22, 200th of a second or 1/40th of a second. So it's sort of limited on what you can shoot, but you stick some 400 speed film in there. Middle of the day, stick it on the red setting, the pupil setting, and you can just point and shoot all day. No need to focus, because it goes from, I think, 1.5 meters to infinity at f/16 or f/22 on the red pupil setting. So you can just boom, 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 shoot all day, as long as it's sunny, like bright sun, just bang, bang, bang. And it's not hard to zone focus. Some people find it a bit hard, but realistically, once you get used to it, it's like you know how far things are. You just know instinctively. Is it my first rangefinder? No, I think the Fed was my first rangefinder. This is my first fixed lens rangefinder. The Petri 7S2. Leaf shutter, 45mm fixed lens at 2.8. Sort of like a more controllable Olympus Trip. The shutter speeds go all the way down to a bulb or a second. Which the second's more like 1.5 seconds, but again, shoot it at 125 f/16 all day. Push the film to 800 if you've got 400 speeds. I can't make 400 or whatever, and you can basically zone focus with this thing from 1.7 meters to way out. So you can bang, 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 just shoot like that. Brilliant little camera for like really light. So you can just, there's no lens changing, nothing like that. So you just take it, take your pictures, done. Don't have to think about anything. My first rangefinder, my first repair I ever did, which is, you can tell because it's all fucked up, because I was no good at repairing things. Beautiful. Oh, I love that. Yeah, the Fed 4, brilliant lens, the 53 2.8 Industar 61, yeah. It has problems with light leaks from because I removed the self-timer lever thinking that'll be fine. Turns out you remove the self-timer lever on an FSU camera, a former Soviet Union camera, it leaks light. So I have to put some tape in, some blue tack. Let's put a dab of dry blue tack in the hole, tape over that, done. Which is better than the stupid bloody lever, it's just missing it. Really nice lens, really nice action. Yeah, I repaired this myself. Only problem is this bloody wheel here. Look, bloody turning wheel to rewind it absolutely awful. If you got quite tight film in there, if it's wound quite tight, it's awful. My next repair, Zorki 4. I've got film in here. Yeah, I've got film in here, so I won't mess with that. Again, brilliant camera, brilliant lens. Really, quite a bright viewfinder, like the brightest former Soviet Union camera viewfinder I've used, and I've got the big three. My Kiev's in my bag, but I have a Kiev 4, I have a Zorki 4, I have a Fed 4, big three, and damn, they're all pretty good, man. But I think the Zorki's got the brightest viewfinder of the lot. Yeah, I think so, definitely. The Kiev's kind of hard to. The reason I carry the Kiev is because it's got strap lugs without a case, and I just put my phone on silent because it's buzzing. Yeah, it's just. Oh yeah, it's got strap lugs and you don't need a case. And the case looks silly, looks kind of silly, feels awful. So I don't like the leather on them. My next rangefinder, fixed lens rangefinder, Yashica 35 GSN, Electro 35. Amazing camera, really good camera, like really fun. It's got a really wide, bright viewfinder with frame lines, so a bit like a Leica in its sort of styling. Then probably it's aperture priority, so you can be shooting in quite low light and then it'll go, and you're like, oh well, that's shot's done because basically that shot's done because no one can hold still and go, can they? You can do maybe an eighth or a quarter of a second on a rangefinder with a leaf shutter if you're like really like brace yourself, but any longer than that. It's got a 1.7 lens though, really good lens. Really, I think it's quite soft at 1.7, but it has good fall off. No, not much, but yeah. What's next? What should I do next? The Minolta 7000. Now the grips on these things just come off. You touch them and they'll just disappear. It runs on 4 AAA batteries. I got this from my friend Brian. Oh, the shutter's a bit of an angle. I have to put some batteries in that and test it. But yeah, really nice camera. I got a 28 to 80 lens on it. Autofocus, primitive autofocus. The buttons are a bit hard to understand, but it's one of the first autofocus cameras ever, and it uses the Sony A mount. So if you've got full frame A mount lenses, you can swap between, say you've got DSLR and blah blah blah. It's the reason I carry a Nikon D70 and a Nikon D200 digital for my like journalistic and like documentary work. Because if I'm carrying a Nikon film camera, which I usually do because I like carrying a Nikon film camera, that's sort of my, like I've got an N8-008, a Nikkormat, Nikon FG-20. I had a Nikon F65. Yeah, I really like Nikon. Right, so I've done that. Nah, T70. The other FD camera that I have is a T70. I sold one of these and I immediately regretted it, so I've been searching for months and months, maybe a year to find a new one. Really nice. It's one of those manual focus but auto drive cameras, so it goes instead of a clink and then you wind it. This is sort of, this and the N8-008S, sort of the standard like at a press conference in a movie scene where it's like that's the same. If you've watched a press conference in a movie, you've heard this on it, or the F801S and N8-008S. You've heard that. Okay, I won't talk about the Zenit TTL because I barely used it because it's got a massive line down the middle. I only bought it for the lens. The Nikkormat FTN. Oh, heavy as frack, dude. Oh, just listen to that. Yeah, beautiful. My first fully mechanical Nikon. because I wanted the Nikon F, and I was like, I can't justify the price of a Nikon F. And I was like, well, these have got a copal square shutter in, got the same, they're made by Nikon, got the same sort of insides, and they're actually, they look a bit nicer than a Nikon F actually. I know it's sort of sacrilege, but I quite like the look of them. They look more like a Nikon FE with the black leatherette top. Really nice. Fits Nikon lenses, which I have dozens of now. So another mechanical camera. It's fucking heavy. Oh, it's beautiful as well. Minolta SRT-101B or the SRT-201, depending on your region. Really nice camera. Beautiful camera. It's got a cloth shutter obviously, but I think sometime in the 60s, 70s this came out, and it's just really nice to hold and use, and the lens is really good. The lens of the 50mm lens is really good, really nice. Looks really cool. I think it looks really cool. It's sort of a brick, but it looks really cool. An unknown camera here, well not unknown, I mean people know about it, but unappreciated I'd say, is the Yashica STX-1N. Takes Fuji X mount, not digital, the older X mounts. So I've got a 1.9 f50 for this, and a 28mm for street photography. If I've taken the lever off a camera, it's either a museum piece or I plan to keep it forever, and I've taken the lever off this and it's not a museum piece. This is a really good camera, really reliable. I've used this all over the place, and I stopped using it. Now I've got the Nikkormat and the Minolta, but for the time I was like, I needed a mechanical camera for the cold, or the batteries wouldn't drain, because you know, getting down to like -10 outside with wind chill. Oh man, it's just really good. I really like it. Should use it more. I don't know why I don't use it more. There you go. I'm gonna use it more. Fuck it. I got this off a friend's dad. The Casino CT1A. This is actually about 20 cameras based off of this design, off of this Casino Voigtlander sort of design. The better rangefinder, one of the greatest rangefinders, up there with Leica M6. In my opinion, is actually based on the shutter for this. So you know you're getting a really reliable shutter with this. Pentax came out, so I've got a Pentax M 1.750 on it. That's the best lens ever, probably. I think it's a really good lens. It's really pretty. Like when you're about you know, f2.8, f4, and you've got someone quite close, so like, you know, like here, and you focus on the background, it's just nice, and the face is like nice and deep. I'm trying to explain. I can't really explain. I need to get a new 28mm for that, because I took apart the old 28mm and the ball bearing fell on the floor, off the table, and gone. So completely useless. Right, my Olympus collection, the Trip, the Muse Zoom. It's an alright camera. I was expecting the lens to be a bit better, but you get the clamshell, which is what I really wanted. You get the weatherproofing, so this is sort of a winter camera for me, you know, when it's raining I can just be like the AF10, really good camera, really nice. Again, clamshell, 3.5 lens. This one got quite a hazy viewfinder, but it's not the Super. The Super you can turn the flash off, but I mean, when you're using a point and shoot, you want to use flash a lot of the time, because they either go really low shutter speed or you use a high shutter speed, and it just sort of looks crap. With a point and shoot, you're not really meant to be doing really nice sort of, you know, properly exposed, really beautiful images. It's supposed to be sort of for the lay person who needs a camera they can just go bang, pictures of people. In my opinion, you don't really need like a Contax T2 with like a sharpest lens ever. You know, step it down to f8 and it's like razor sharp like a M lens. It's like, it's a point and shoot, man. Just take pictures of your friends. The only exception to that, I guess, is the Olympus XA2. The lens on this is really amazing, and it's not really a point and shoot. You have to select your distance, but I would consider this more of a sort of compact professional camera, because yeah, it does everything for you, but it is sort of, you know, you can choose what it does to a degree, whereas the other ones are sort of, you know, just autofocus, but shoot. The Minolta AFZ, this is a great camera. The lens on this is really nice, like really nice, and it's funny, the opens up brilliantly. It's huge, it's chunky. Viewfinder is really bright and clear. Again, it's just one of those ones that you take pictures of your friends with, but a really good camera that you take pictures of your friends with. I think that's all of my cameras that I use. I mean, I've got a Kodak 620, I've got a Barrett that uses Agfa Rapid cartridges. I think that's it. Oh no, how could I forget? Who could forget, dear rat boy? This, I've shot a wedding with this Minolta. This Minolta Riva Zoom Pico. You can tell I like Minolta and Nikon. I've got quite a lot of Minolta and Nikon. This is a friggin' amazing camera. The lens on this, for being a zoom, 38 to 60 zoom, absolutely amazing. I don't know if my sister-in-law would want me to share pictures of her wedding on YouTube, but trust me, the pictures you get out of this are just, they're not soft, they're not sharp, they're just sort of realistic. They're not like razor grain, they're not like with the haze. It's like just a picture, if you know what I mean. And you know, the zoom goes from a nice 38, which is just like a street photography length, to a 60, which is like a portrait length. So you can get some great, you know, action shots. And then when the bride's like, you know, I shot a wedding with this, not like professionally, but the pictures I got, she now uses as her phone background and her profile picture on Facebook, and you know, all sorts of other stuff. And the pictures, the guy they paid whatever for, they're just in a sort of photo album. So maybe it's me, maybe it's the camera. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I've got some lenses, like the Tamron Adaptor 28 to 80. Not actually tried this out on the Nikon yet, but on the digital it's quite nice. So it's quite nice on the digital. It's a 3.5 to 4 lens. 3.5, 4.5. God damn. 3.5 to 4.2. Okay, so yeah. But yeah, it's really nice on the digital. On the D200 that works quite well. Really nice. These are digital lenses. I got the, oh, that shit's not got a lens cap on, what the fuck? Anyway, Tokina 28 2.8. Tokina, like a little, I don't know, it's a Sigma symbol or something. I think that's a Sigma. That is an amazing lens. If you can get a copy of that for your whatever camera mount you use, it's well worth it. Got yeah, just a Vivitar 28 2.8 for the Nikon. Pretty basic. It's not like, not razor sharp, not super soft. A bit like the Minolta lens, it just sort of renders things realistically. I shoot in black and white anyway with the SLRs. Colour in the point shoot SLRs black and white, and it renders fine. I don't know how it renders colour. I haven't tried it on my actual digital yet for some reason. The 100 2.8 Series E for the Nikon, really nice. I've got some really great images. This is sharp. This is full of fungus. I checked through the lens. It's absolutely chock full of fungus. Like this big branch of fungus coming up the right hand side, and it shoots perfect. There's no blur, there's no haze, nothing. It's just sharp. Amazing. I mean, I've sat it in the sun for a few days and I've taken it apart and scrubbed it, and it's still got a bit of fungus, but just really sharp lens, really nice. You can say the Jupiter 8 lens is really nice. The Jupiter 8 on the Zorki 4 is really nice. The Minolta lens is really nice. Fujica lens, the Pentax lens is really nice. The Zenit, the 58mm on the Zenit's really nice. The Canon FD-2 50 f2 is a bit naff. That's on the T70. That's my party camera. stick a flash on there, bang, 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 because a bit fun. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, apart from my Kiev and a couple of my wife's granddad's cameras, and my great uncle Tom's Super 8 camera, which doesn't work, which I'm going to fix and get working, which then I have to spend £6 million on Super 8 film. But yeah, that's my collection. I think it's pretty good. I mean, there's what, like 30 cameras here, which is a bit much. But that guy, Snappiness on YouTube, if you haven't seen him, go watch him. He's got 120 digital cameras. I'm not much into collecting my digital cameras. Nikon digital cameras, the old 2005, 2004, like 2004 to 2009, those cameras from Nikon, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I want to collect more of them because they're just really nice. But my current setup is a D200, a D70, a 28 to 100, and a 18 to 50 Sigma 2.8. So I've got one on each. So I sort of look like the guy from Apocalypse Now. So I can be like, oh, long lens, bang, bang, bang. Oh, short lens, bang, bang. That's more for event work, more for when I do girl guidings, when they do parades, when they do, you know, stuff, just whatever. I'll take pictures for them. That's it. I mean, I've got a Canon EOS 100D for scanning. Yeah. I got a Canon EOS 100D for scanning the film. I mean, it is a good camera, really nice camera, but I just don't like the Canon color science. I used to like it, and then I tried Nikon color science on my own, and I was like, oh, the CCD sensors are like amazing, like absolutely fantastic. What was I doing? Using anyway, right. Yeah, that's all my film cameras. I got a couple like 110 cameras and stuff, but that's all the film cameras I use. I will pick one up off the shelf, load it with a roll of film, go and shoot 36 exposures, rip it out the camera, come back, develop it, put the camera back on the shelf. So I actually do use these cameras. If you're going to be like, oh, you collect all these cameras, what are you doing? I actually use like most of them. I don't use the point and shoots as much. They're more if I'm doing something where I need a camera and it's kind of like but I like having an SLR because I can do the interchangeable lenses and stuff. As I said, I don't use the 6x9 all that much. I really should because it's beautiful, but you get what, 8 exposures and it's £5.60 for a roll, and then you got to scan it in you know, you've got to, well with me I've got to scan it in segments and then stitch it together, and it's kind of like, then you get this big 86 megapixel picture. It's like, what do I do with this? I need a medium format enlarger is what I need. That's what I need. I'd rather enlarge than scan 35, enlarge medium format. That's what I want to do. But they're quite expensive medium format. Anyway, yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Oh, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Comment, like, and subscribe. You got to say that, otherwise the YouTube algorithm doesn't put you anywhere. It's just like, if you don't say that, it's boring. Also, I think I'm going to bleep the swear words out. So sorry. It's kind of dumb.